Yeah, so one of the questions that we had earlier this week that was sent to us really did ask what our perspective was on the timeline for this. And, it's something that we touched on a little bit earlier today already, but what we anticipate as being the timeline for the parks to potentially reopen. If you're to take your best guess, and we're all grasping at straws right now, given that this coronavirus continues to play with all timelines, and it's all about how fast we can recover. What do you think? I mean, what do you think might be a safe bet? I've heard from the CDC that this could last as long as into July potentially. Would you tell people to cancel trips? Would you tell people to hold on to their reservations? What say you, Tyler and Katrina?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be at least a couple months probably, and I think that's kind of a generous kind of guess. I feel like it could be longer than that even, but I think what you were kind of saying earlier, about cancellations and stuff. I don't think you should be canceling your vacation right now. I think you should keep it there until a week ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of time. I mean, if you really don't think you're going to feel safe being at a Disney park, then do cancel it. But as we said, we were talking about it last week. Honestly, right now with these phone numbers, they don't really want to hear from you unless your vacation is in the next couple weeks. They're very busy right now, and they've got a lot going on, and obviously many people calling them. And so if your vacation isn't happening soon, keep it. There's no reason to cancel it right now, and everybody's taking a guess. Everybody is guessing on how long this is going to take. So with no firm guideline on that, besides just hearing what the CDC says, you just kind of have to take it as hopefully by June this stuff is open, but it's probably looking crazy. You're making fun of the term unprecedented earlier, but really that's the way to describe it, because I have never seen anything like this ever. I'm sure very few people I've ever seen anything like this. So
Yeah, everyone's using the term. That's why I mock it, because there's no other word to describe it, right?
I mean, I'm sure there's other words to describe it, but you're right. It's everybody is using it, it does get kind of silly when all we have to do is sit at home and watch the news and hear everybody say unprecedented, unprecedented. But it really is the easiest way to describe it. So that's what we're going through right now, and that's what we're going to have to deal with.
I do have to point out, and like what Tyler said, so speaking as like a travel agent side of this, I know people are scared. I know people are nervous about traveling, and you have every right to be nervous, and you have every right to maybe want to cancel your plans. But what I would say is don't cancel your plans, extend them. Disney and a lot of other companies are allowing you free, not like free cancellation, but just to extend out your date like a little bit longer. So if you just want to change your dates, I would say change your dates, don't cancel. And you can extend it out as far as you want until like December or whatever, because then at that point you can change it again if you really want to. But be kind to your travel agents. And if you're using one, don't cancel, because that hurts them too. And right now, this is probably the worst time to be an agent as well. So I know you're nervous. I'm nervous about traveling, but I would just say extend it out, to like a couple months, and I'm sure everything will be kind of running smoothly. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be running smoothly, but it's gonna be
Well, I think the bottom line is that everybody needs to remember is that we're all gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's my advice from last week doesn't change this week. A lot of things have changed, but my advice stays the same. That we're in a serious predicament, but we're gonna be okay. Don't panic, and just give this some time. We're lucky that we live in the age of the internet and streaming video, and just any type of entertainment you want is right on your little tiny cell phone. I mean, we're lucky that we get to do this with what we have. I've been playing Animal Crossing all day yesterday. It's been an exciting day. So, it's a good thing that we live now. Just remember that, I mean, this is like a type of war, and we don't have to leave our couches to fight it. So, I mean, we're kind of lucky in that regard. we'll be okay, everybody. Don't panic. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we will get to the other side of this. A bit of a deeper question here from Gabriel Chan. He asks, what does losing Disney Parks, even if it's only a little while, what does losing Disney Parks mean to you personally? We are without our happy place. We are without our escape. What does it mean to you guys on a personal level not to have a Disney park to visit and to sort of be restricted in that ability? Obviously, we're all doing our part, and not going to Disneyland is not a hassle for anyone. I don't think. We're all doing the best we can. But on a personal level, I mean, this is a place that welcomes everyone and allows everybody to truly get away from the harsh realities of the world, which is why I think it's so popular in times of crisis. You look back at the '08 market crash. It's a story that I told all new hires that came through my classes as a Disney leader way back when, and it was something that I always shared was when the '08 market crash hit. Disney braced for impact, just assuming that if people were already having trouble putting food on the table, they weren't going to be able to afford a Disney trip. And the exact opposite happened, and we saw attendance shoot through the roof. Everybody came rushing in. Everybody was finding a way to afford a Disney vacation and Disney tickets because they just needed the escape from the harsh realities of the world for a bit. And that's really what Disney has always been there to do, is to help you get lost for a while. So what does it mean to you guys on a personal level to lose Disney Parks for a bit?
It's a little hard. I mean, that's like my happy place. I always love going there and escaping reality. I loved going there to visit with friends just to kind of enjoy people's presence. And now it's kind of gone and you feel like you, I don't know, like lost a limb or something, just because I did love going and visiting with friends and grabbing a drink and just having like that personal level. And now we can't see them for the next couple of weeks. And I feel lonely.
It sounds corny, but I think the main thing for me is the loss of like the meeting place to meet people and friends. Like the friends that we have now are all associated with Disney. Like not they all work for Disney, but we all love Disney, and we all meet at Disney and we do things at Disney together. And it's really tough not having that outlet anymore. And it's a nice way to go out on a weekend and be outside, and you can be outside while still enjoying that themed environment that you love. It is a huge bummer.
Yeah. You bet. And producer Kurtz, it's a place that you like to go with your wife quite often. For all of us that are locals, it's pretty awesome to have Disneyland in our backyard. Not everybody gets that opportunity. When it comes down to it, does it touch you personally, losing a happy place like this? I mean, what are your thoughts?
It's hard because you become somewhat accustomed to something. You don't realize how great it is until you've lost it.
Sure. And
it's definitely gotten that point where, like I'm having a bad day. Oh, I could just pop over to Disneyland for the day. It's fun. And to not have that, as I was saying earlier, it's like, they've cut out so much, and so many people have said that, only the real things that matter are here now, the people that matter. And not to say that, doctors and everything else don't matter, but we've just lost so much fun. Yeah. With these past couple of weeks, so much art that we can't do anymore. Can't go to a movie theater. Can't do any of that fun stuff that everyone used to do. And we're gonna get through it. It just feels like everything's a little more gray. Yeah. A little less happy, and we just need to get through this, get over it, get back to Disneyland.
You're right. A little more gray is a good way to put it. I think that, as I'd mentioned a little earlier here today, and legitimately it has been gray here in Southern California. I mean, sort of unseasonable amounts of rain and cold fronts. And so it feels even more sort of apocalyptic that no one's outside. Everything is gray, which is very unusual for Southern California. And, now we are losing, you're right, our art, our ability to really enjoy ourselves out in public, and it's a small sacrifice to make to try and stop the chaos that is ensuing and the illness that is spreading. But it's very difficult to lose such a part of life that was right there for us every step of the way, and we've never really had to do without. So very deep questions here this week.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.